Since becoming a high school student, my daughter's attitude towards me has become cold, and she has started using abusive language.
You're not my parent. You ugly. Get out.
Hearing this from my daughter, I reached my limit and finally decided to leave the house. I can't live with these people in this house anymore.
Yay!
Finally, the annoying ugly is gone.
Being called ugly and told to leave by my own daughter, I felt despair and made a decision. I have one last thing to tell you. When I told her the shocking truth, my daughter was shaken. She never imagined that her words would change her life so drastically in an instant. My name is Sophia. I live with my husband Levi and our daughter Camila. Camila, how was school?
It was normal. Can you stop asking the same question every day?
Lately, Camila has been like this all the time. You don't have to say it like that. Camila glares at me as I try to admonish her. Since becoming a high school student, Camila's attitude towards me has clearly become colder, perhaps because she is in her rebellious phase.
Mom, you're a housewife with nothing to do, so you just meddle in other people's business. Why don't you go out and work properly?
The reason I'm a housewife is because my husband, who is often away for work, asked me to stay home so that Camila wouldn't feel lonely. Yet, she says such harsh things. Well, I guess her rebellious phase will calm down eventually. Thinking that, I went back to preparing dinner.
Ugh. That person is so annoying.
Camila, now in her 12th grade, not only hasn't calmed down but has started using abusive language towards her friends at home. I wonder if she behaves like this at school too. Did something happen at school?
Shut up, you ugly.
When I asked out of concern, Camila yelled at me like that. Recently, Camila has been calling me ugly and a pig. Indeed, Camila is tall and has striking features, and anyone would consider her beautiful. But just because she's beautiful doesn't mean she can insult others. I've warned her about her abusive language several times, but she doesn't listen at all. There's no way to have a proper conversation like this. Thinking that, I stopped talking to Camila any further. I wonder how long this rebellious phase will last. Are other kids like this too? Thinking about such things, I decided to make Camila's favorite pasta for dinner to improve her mood. Camila, dinner is ready. I called out to Camila, who was lying on the living room sofa playing with her phone. Camila got up sluggishly and walked slowly towards the dining table. She looked over the dishes on the table. Today, I made your favorite. Hey! What are you doing? To my shock, Camila started throwing the food I made into the trash. The meal I had lovingly prepared to make her smile was now in the trash, looking pitiful.
Who would eat the disgusting food made by an ugly person like you?
Camila said, glaring at me. I had been lenient, thinking it was just a phase, but this time I couldn't forgive her. Camila, enough! What you're doing is wrong as a person. Unable to hold back, I raised my voice at Camila for the first time.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Ugly, just be quiet.
But Camila didn't listen at all, continuing to call me ugly. Levi, say something to Camila. I sought help from Levi, who was watching TV. However, Levi didn't even turn to look at me.
I'm tired from work. Let me rest.
He muttered while still watching TV. I felt despair towards Levi. I realized I couldn't rely on him. If I leave Camila as she is, she will grow up to be a bad adult. Thinking that, I continued to scold her without flinching at her abusive language. Seeing me act differently than usual, Camila became more defiant, and her abusive language escalated.
You're not my mother, you ugly. Get out.
Camila smirked as she said that. I'm not her mother. I couldn't respond to those words. For the past 3 years, I had been patient, thinking her rebellious phase would eventually end, but I had reached my limit. Moreover, Levi, who was in the same room, didn't help at all. It's always like this. He leaves everything about Camila to me and pretends not to see when she acts defiantly towards me. Even though she's his own child. I was disappointed in Levi too. I realized I couldn't live with these people anymore. Fine. I'll leave the house. I quietly told Camila and headed to my room.
Yay! Finally, the annoying ugly is leaving.
Unaware of my feelings, Camila was happy to see me start packing.
Hey, wait! What are you doing?
Sensing the seriousness of the situation, Levi hurried over.
She's leaving.
Camila told Levi, who came to check on me, and then returned to her usual spot on the living room sofa. I stood in front of Levi, looked him straight in the eyes, and said, I'm divorcing you and leaving this house.
Wait, please. Don't do that.
Realizing I was serious, Levi started to panic. You don't feel anything when Camila insults me, do you? I've been patient all this time, but I can't stay in this house any longer. It seems I was the only one who wanted the 3 of us to live happily together.
I was wrong. Please, don't divorce me.
It's fine, Dad. Let her leave.
Camila, lying on the sofa, laughed as she said that to Levi, who was desperately trying to stop me. Where did I go wrong in raising her? Memories of making sweets together and shopping for clothes with Camila came flooding back. She used to be so kind, even helping me carry heavy bags. She was such a sweet child. The carefree smile of Camila in my memories was not the Camila in front of me. Insulted by my own daughter, who calls me ugly and tells me to leave the house, I felt despair and made a decision. Camila, you're already 18. In society, you're considered an adult. You need to understand that your actions come with responsibilities. And one last thing. There's something I need to tell you.
What? Are you going to lecture me one last time?
Camila, still lying on the sofa and playing with her phone, smirked.
Hey! Are you going to tell her now?
Levi desperately tried to stop me, but I brushed his hand away and stood in front of Camila. Camila, you're not my real daughter. Camila's hand stopped fiddling with her phone. I'm short and plain looking, unlike you. That's because you're not my real daughter. Your father says you look a lot like your biological mother, in both appearance and personality. Lucky you.
Oh, really? I'm glad you're not my parent.
Camila tried to act calm, but she was clearly shaken. Ignoring her, I continued talking. Levi divorced his ex-wife just before Camila turned 1, so Camila probably doesn't remember her biological mother at all. From when Camila was about 6 months old, Levi's ex-wife would bring men into the house and cheat on him during the day while he was at work, even though Camila was there. Because of her infidelity and her abandonment of parental rights, Levi got custody of Camila. However, Levi, who was busy with work, honestly didn't have the confidence to balance work and raising a child. At that time, I was sent to Levi's house as a housekeeper. I had a childcare license and worked at a daycare, but I had hurt my back and had just quit my job and was looking for a new one. I thought I could no longer work with the children I loved so much, but I never imagined I could be involved in this way. Unlike a daycare, I could shower one child with all my love. I loved Camila as if she were my own child and enjoyed my work every day. Levi trusted me, and later we got married and became a real family. The days spent with the honest and kind Camila and the quiet but family-oriented Levi were truly happy. I spoke quietly, reminiscing about those nostalgic days. But that honest and kind Camila is no longer here. Apparently, you look just like your real mother now, in both appearance and personality. The way you only care about looks and insult others by calling me ugly or pigs. The way you're self-centered and don't see those around you. Levi says that seeing you now reminds him of his ex-wife and fills him with hatred instead of affection.
That's a lie, right, Dad? You don't hate your own daughter, do you?
Camila, panicking, asked Levi, but he remained silent, looking down.
If Sophia leaves, Camila will have to leave too. As Sophia said, I only feel hatred towards the current Camila. She's the spitting image of the woman who betrayed our family.
Levi said, still looking down. His back was trembling, as if he was recalling painful memories. Seeing Levi like that, Camila began to understand her situation and started to panic.
I don't want that. I'll try to see you as my real mother, so let's continue living together as we have.
What are you saying now? You're an adult, so you need to take responsibility for your actions. I pushed away the crying Camila. Then I went back to my room, packed my things, and left the house. I walked aimlessly along the night road for a while to calm my mind. When I looked up at the sky, the stars were shining. Why did it turn out like this? For a while, I couldn't see the stars through my tears, but after crying for a while, the tears stopped. And the stars were still shining in the sky. Some things remain unchanged no matter what happens. Thinking that gave me a little strength. Since it was already late at night, I stayed at a nearby hotel and headed to my parents' house the next morning. I explained the situation to my parents, and they agreed to take care of me for a while. 17 years ago, my parents were strongly opposed to me marrying a divorced man with a child. Even so, I managed to persuade them and got married, and eventually, They came to love Camila as their own grandchild. That's why I felt truly sorry for disappointing my elderly parents with this situation.
Life has its ups and downs. You've done your best for your family until now, so live more freely from now on.
My mother accepted me with these words. Back at my parents' house, I immediately started the divorce process through a lawyer. Thanks to a skilled lawyer, the process went smoothly, and since Levi didn't particularly resist the divorce, it was finalized quickly.
Sophia, I'm really sorry. Even though you're not Camila's biological mother, thank you for raising her with so much love. I should have faced Camila properly, but I just couldn't.
Levi said this over the phone. The emotional scars from being betrayed by his ex-wife probably still remained painfully in Levi's heart. Unable to accept the current Camila, who reminded him of his ex-wife, Levi gave up custody of Camila. Camila was placed in a facility. Camila probably never imagined that her words would change her life so drastically in an instant. A while after I left the house, Camila started sending me apology messages. If you're truly sorry, take responsibility for your actions and change your ways. I replied curtly, but I couldn't help feeling sympathy for the message she sent on the day she entered the facility.
Mom, I'm really sorry. I'm lonely. I want to see you.
Remembering the kind and loving Camila from the past, I started to cry. Do your best to find happiness on your own? I put all my feelings into this one sentence and replied. But that might have been a mistake. A few days later, she started sending complaints about the appearance of people around her, saying there were no cute girls and that it was hard having only ugly friends. Nothing has changed at all. I was disheartened. You won't make any friends like that. When I sent this, Camila replied,
I don't need ugly friends.
Unable to deal with Camila any longer, I finally blocked her messages. 3 months later, on a day wrapped in the warmth of spring, I was staring at the calendar. Today was the day I became Camila's mother. Back then, I never imagined that 17 years later, I would be in this situation. At that time, I envisioned a bright and happy future with my family. Since blocking Camila's messages after being disappointed by her refusal to change even after entering the facility, I knew nothing about her. However, the other day, I received a call from Levi and learned that Camila would be leaving the facility in March. She probably doesn't care at all that I blocked her messages. She might have completely forgotten about me by now. I thought she was just a stranger to me now, but having raised Camila as my own daughter for 17 years, I couldn't see her as a stranger. Once she leaves the facility, I will probably never see Camila again. Various emotions welled up inside me, but I decided to visit the facility to see her one last time. The staff at the facility understood our situation well and welcomed me warmly. While waiting in the office, I saw Camila returning from school. Is that Camila? The height and build were unmistakably Camila. But her once silky hair was now messy. Her eyes, which she used to make up every day, had dark circles, and her face looked quite haggard as she walked slowly.
Camila has been going through a lot and is currently attending psychiatric treatment.
The staff explained Camila's situation over the past 3 months. It seems that after losing contact with me, Camila truly felt abandoned by her parents and became emotionally unstable. Additionally, living under the strict rules of the facility, unlike her previous free lifestyle, caused her a lot of stress and led to mental illness. I see. Even after hearing the explanation, I was surprised at how little sympathy I felt for Camila. Rather, I was relieved that she finally realized her situation. I left the facility without meeting Camila. Her appearance had changed, but I wondered if her heart had changed as well. No, people don't change that easily. Once she leaves the facility, she will have to live on her own. I hope she takes a good look at herself and changes, even if just a little. A year later, I am now living a lively life, working part-time while taking care of my parents at home. When I went to the hair salon the other day, the stylist was surprised at how shiny my hair was. It seems that being freed from Camila and Levi has relieved my stress. Back then, I was always trying to please Camila and being considerate of Levi, who was working hard outside, striving to be a good family. I never thought of it as stress, but my body was honest. Now, my health has improved significantly, and I naturally smile every day.
I'm glad you came back, Sophia.
Hearing that from my mother, I felt the warmth of a true family. From now on, I will live without pushing myself too hard. I decided to live cherishing myself and those around me, together with people who truly care about me.
How did you like this story? Please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.